Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1 lead into a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Now, I want to talk to you about Valtteri Bottas. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Perez, Max Verstappen, and Gasly, Weber, Stroll, Raikkonen, and Nico Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Bottas, George Russell, and Butler, Albon, Magnussen, Lando Norris and Lee, Sainz and Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So there's the introduction to the Grand Prix. A couple of grid penalties. Bottas and I think it was Magnussen or Grosjean, one of the Haas cars anyway, have been hit with penalties. So we're up to 18th place. Raikkonen's in 9th. So he's on course to maybe pick up a good result. So mediums onto hards. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think what we'll do, we might swap it. I don't know, because if we pick up damage early on, this is what I'm thinking. If we end up, well, we'll sort of feel that anyway, because I think we'll go 2 laps worth extra fuel. Yeah, 2 laps worth extra fuel. If we start on the hard tyres, then pick up damage early on and have to pit, it's basically a double medium stint. I think we can do a double medium stint. Let me just edit this one. Yeah, we do have 2 sets of mediums that we can use. Yeah, I think what we'll do, we'll start on the mediums and go on to the hards at some point. It's saying they're 13 laps on each, so it looks like we can push the mediums quite far. Don't know how far we can go on this. I don't know if we can do hards to... Can we do hards to softs? I don't know, let's just change that. So we need to go over here to softs, we need to go over here to hards, and we need to remove that stint. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? We could edit the strategy. Sorry to maybe, but no, that's the best, isn't it? It's not going to let us do anything else. That is basically it. We'll start on the hards anyway. And we'll see how far we can take them. If it gets to about half distance and we are struggling and we're tight grip, which I think we will anyway, then we can just go on to the mediums. Our lap times, they're looking... Yeah, I think that's probably the way we should do it as well. So we'll start on the hard tyres anyway. We've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So yeah, that's the strategy that we'll choose. And now we'll get the formation lap on the go. And it's Grosjean behind us as well.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
So hopefully I don't make a boo-boo in this race and we can finish it. What I want to do really is just finish. Starting on the hard tyres. I don't think anyone else said it was on the hard tyres. I think quite a few people were on the mediums. It looks like those that are starting on the soft tyres will probably have to pit twice, and you do lose quite a lot of time in the pit lane here.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
So we'll look to try and keep it clean if we can. No rain is to be expected, although the conditions will change a little bit as the race goes on. It's nice and sunny at the moment, but we know that the clouds are going to come in. That will bring the air and track temperature down a little bit. But it's rear tyre grip that we do struggle on. I've done some running, of course, on the hards and the medium tyres, so I know what they are about. I know they do have good tyre life, they're good tyre grip. Although obviously they're not the quickest tyres out there, but this isn't going to be a blast through the field. We'll have to keep it clean early on. There could be a few retirements. You know, we know how aggressive the AI can be. They like going 2-3 wide, pretty much anywhere really. And with a track like this, that's completely unforgiving if you get forced wide. We could have a couple of AI cars in the wall at various points, so we could pick up positions through that. We could have a virtual safety car or an actual safety car as well, so strategy options could come into effect there as well to try and gain some places as well. But overall pace isn't good. I think we are net last, to be honest with you. Science obviously had issues in qualifying, and the Haas of Grosjean behind us had a grid penalty, so in theory we really should have been last on the grid, but we're not massively off the pace. It'll just be a bit of a struggle to keep with these guys for the full distance. Just come around the left right now. Before we take up our grid spot and when the AI takes control. And there we go then. So we can come up to the grid now. Starting from 18th place, not ideal. But this isn't a track that I particularly do well at. Just got to try and keep it clean. There'll probably be contact with some of these AI cars in the first couple of corners. Turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3 always a bit of a clusterfuck, so we might just back off a little bit if we don't make a good start. So the lights are coming on now then. Build the revs, and round 4 in Azerbaijan. Here's go. Not a bad start. Alongside Norris. Take it nice and easy. These AI in traffic brake early. I don't want to cream into the back of them. So already losing touch to the cars ahead. But we have decent top line speed. Of course, running these hard tyres really doesn't help. See there behind as well, if we move left and right, Norris follows us, which is quite cool. And it's lap 1 completed into lap 2. So just completing lap 2 now. The McLaren isn't really catching behind.
Race officials have enabled DRS.
But now DRS is enabled. 2 zones here. The first one is of course along the main straight. The second one is just here. Both have their own independent zones. So this is the first time where we now will start to come under threat from the cars behind. But like I said, we've got good straight line speed. Just the first time we're going to come under attack from the cars behind. DRS is now being enabled, and Lando Norris has it. And look at that, our top line speed is nice. We're nearly at 200 miles an hour. And it's not until the very last second that Norris manages to make the move.
Try to stay with him, he might make a mistake. He can still regain the position.
Yeah, it's potentially our turn to come back at him now. And having good top end speeds is will really help us actually in this race.
We need to charge the battery.
Because I think quite a few people out there are going to be on a two-stop strategy. So more cars in the pits. So we'll move up the order. Up into 11th now. We've got Verstappen and one of the Mercedes right behind me as well. Hopefully they won't try anything stupid into this corner. We're keeping pace with the cars in front of us as well, but we take an aggressive bump across the curves there. We lost us a bit of time. We're probably about to get absolutely gazumped by Verstappen. Look at that, he's alongside me, there he is. He's not exactly flying past me, and Hamilton isn't either. Oh, I think Hamilton's just tagged me there. There's a bit of debris just gone flying. So we've got yellow flags up ahead. Something has happened to someone somewhere. Oh my god! Oh!
We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap.
What happened there? We've got to come into the pits now. That was mental. Wow, crazy. Something happened to, I think, Albon. Excuse me. And we all got caught up in that, all concertinaed. So we're coming in now for... we got onto soft tyres. Why? Well, no, okay, fair enough. Softs and then mediums. We would have had to do this strategy anyway.
Go now.
So it's ruined things a little bit. Come around the corner and there's just cars going slowly, you know. Nothing I can really do about that. So on the soft tyres now, we can probably take these to about lap 15 and then we can bolt on a set of mediums to get to the end. But yeah, a bit annoying that. Nothing I could really do there. Nothing the AI could do either because a few of them had to pit as well. So just coming down the main straight now to complete lap 11, start lap 12, almost at half distance. I'm not really pushing the car or anything, keeping it standard and medium. We are gaining on those that were like sort of ahead of us beforehand. Obviously they're now running, you know, a very used set of medium tyres. We're in a relatively fresh set of softs, but the annoying thing is that they're all jumping more in the pits by the looks of it, but then we've got to pit again ourselves. But it could still work in our favour because then we'll go onto a set of mediums and they'll be on the hard tyres, but yeah, we're going to need a bit of luck in this race if we're going to secure a somewhat half-decent finish. It's a shame really that the whole Albon going slowly thing, blocking the track, everyone's slowing down. I just came around that corner just completely blind. I mean, yellow flag could mean anything. I know, you know, yellow flag is slow down, be prepared to stop, but you don't expect to come out a blind corner and see basically the track completely blocked. I had nowhere to go as well. And a few of the AI got caught up in it. But we'll keep pushing on. You never know what might happen. So some of the midfield runners that were a few seconds up the road from us before all that carnage are now in the pits. I don't know if we're going to get the jump on any of them, to be honest.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Well, we have a few of them, up to 15th. As you can see there, it's a case of they'll all get past us again when we make a stop. Probably be in a lap 15, I reckon. I'll pit in for the set of mediums. Keep it nice and safe.
Right, some information on Hamilton. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Hamilton's about 6-7 seconds up the road, and Jeff's just told me that he's got an issue. So he's going to be slow now. And he was one of the drivers caught up in that incident with Albon. Perez was another one, I think. So I've got Weber behind me, going up the inside. He's in a fresh set of medium tyres. And through he goes. More cars pitting. So we're not last at the moment. We'll just keep pounding around. You never know what might happen. So come across the line to start lap 15. Right rear tyres at 50%, left rear at 45%. That'll obviously be a lot higher at the end of this lap as well. So we'll pit at the end of this lap. As Jeff confirms it. Make sure I've got a set of medium tyres. We have indeed. So we'll push now on our in lap. Yeah, starting to get a bit of a rear slip now of these tyres. So definitely in at the end of this lap. Mercedes, meanwhile, having an absolute shocker. Bottas is behind me in 17th. Hamilton's only a handful of seconds up the road with an engine issue, I believe. So Mercedes in danger here of not scoring any points.
Box, box, box.
A few other cars in the pits as well. That's a shame. We could have made the one-stop strategy work. We'll pull off to the left-hand side then. Slam it into the pits. Slow down nicely. So we'll be down 18th place. I think Butler's in 19th. He'll get past us. But we're going on to a fresh set of medium tyres now. See if we can make any sort of progress.
Exit now.
In fact, it's going to be quite close with Butler here. It'd be nice to get past this guy. Where we go?
Our gap to the car in front is 9.7 seconds.
He's coming back at me though because I made a mistake. And this time we do manage to make the move stick. And we'll carry on our merry way. So coming into lap 18 we've dropped Butler. And we'll continue to do so. And not much is going to happen. Unless something crazy happens up ahead, we're going to be pretty much routed to P18. Which is very disappointing because it looked actually a little bit promising in the race. So coming over the line to start lap 21 of 26, absolutely nothing really to report. We are catching Sainz ahead slowly, about half a second a lap, and we've kept Butler behind us, but we're going to run out of laps before we catch Sainz. So again, unless anything crazy happens out there, we're pretty much locked in to an 18th place. Could be 19th. My medium tyres might wear off before the end of the race. And Jeff's just telling me they're speeding up again, so it's probably on about Hamilton. So they fixed the issue. Not that we was in any chance of overtaking him anyway. we got yellow flags in, well, here. So someone's going slowly. Science is out of the race. There he is.
Okay, clear.
So it's 17th now. Happy days. So just coming down to start finish straight. I've lost a bit of time to Devon Butler behind because I had to save a bit of ERS. But we're coming across the line now to start the final lap. And yeah, nothing really has happened.
Final lap of the race.
I was catching Norris a little bit, a few tenths a lap as well. But as long as we don't cream it into the wall,
At the moment,
we should be coming home
is lapping faster than us
in
by around
17th
1
place.
second per lap.
I'm a little bit worried by Butler behind. The tyres are starting to go off now. As Leclerc wins the race, so we were close to being lapped actually, that's quite bad. And I've got Butler right behind me actually, so we're going to have a battle in the final lap. Well, no way you can pass around here, so I might as well just turn my ERS off. Keep it nice and smooth and gun it once we come out the castle section. I don't think he'll get me at the end. Nice and steady through here. There we go, we come out of here, we can turn the ERS up, we can turn the fuel up as well. And you should be able to get past us now, even with the DRS that you'll pick up. So we're on a simple run to the line. We had to push there, tyres were going off towards the end, so I've got enough fuel, got enough ERS. He is gaining all the time. But yeah, I don't think it'll be enough, and we'll finish 17th. So Leclerc wins the race, 37 seconds ahead of Verstappen. He absolutely dominated that event. Vettel onto the podium in third place with the fastest lap as well. Mercedes' problems has benefited a few other drivers. Ricciardo, Hülkenberg and Raikkonen all finishing 4th, 5th and 6th. And Raikkonen was just over a 10th away from getting 5th place as well ahead of Hülkenberg. Gasly was 7th. 2 stopping from 6th place on the grid. Magnussen 8th, Bottas 9th. George Russell picks up his first point of the season, just about holding off Hamilton at the end there, who finishes outside the points in 11th place. Starting second, had to make 2 pit stops. Both of them had to make 2 pit stops due to accident damage, and Hamilton also had engine issues as well. And all these guys very close to across the line. You can see there in the race time on the right hand side. Perez 12th, Weber was 13th, Grosjean, Stroll, Lando Norris, ourselves just holding off Devon Butler at the end there. Sainz and Albon both retired from the race. So we'll look at the standings, see what's happened. Vettel then has had his lead reduced at the top of the standings, now just 12 points ahead of Leclerc. Bottas only picking up a couple of points to see him drop down into 3rd place. Verstappen and Gasly 4th and 5th. Ricciardo is jumped ahead of Hamilton. Hamilton is having an absolute shocker. 4 races in, he's only got 19 points. We're 3 points away from being level with Hamilton, which is a bit of a surprise. Raikkonen scores his first points for the season, as does George Russell as well, which just leaves Grosjean and both the Toro Rosso drivers of Butler and Albon yet to get off the mark. In the constructors, Ferrari hold a very nice lead now over Mercedes, 146 to 83. They have a 63 point advantage. Red Bull very close behind now on 75 points. Renault and Alfa Romeo move ahead of Force India into 4th and 5th, dropping Force India to 6th on 21 points. Then Haas on 12, McLaren on 5, Williams on 3, which of course leaves Toro Rosso on 0 points. So then the rivalry breakdown. It's 4-3, 3-3. So we drew with George Russell, but we lost another one to Raikkonen. So we need to turn that around in the next few races. The resource points out, disciplinary record only 48, clean lap 100, so I've done something wrong there. Oh yeah, I think I picked up a warning for overtaking under yellow flags with the whole Albon crash thing. Team goal bonus of 600 though, that's nice. Finish 11th in this race or the last one. Of course we did that in the last event as well. So even though it was a poor race, we're still getting a lot of resource points, over 2,000 now, which is nice. There it is, finish 11th or better. So we gained 600 points. Reputation with Alfa Romeo went up quite nicely, as did the Toro Rosso. Went down a little bit with some of the other teams, but that's not too much of an issue. and the respect level stays exactly the same after a difficult weekend at Baku, but at least we finished. That's always the main thing to do.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
Yeah, it's because I hit the team targets of finishing 18th above the team think I did a great race, but let's be honest, I didn't. Right, start contract negotiations. So the same as it was in 2018, we can negotiate our contracts with the team or other teams after every 4 races. So we'll give this a go then. Our value is a lot higher than our contract value, so we'll have a look at this and see what we can do.
The more ambitiously we set our targets, the more willing the team will be to give us better perks. We'll have a few chances to suggest a deal, but we need to be careful. If a proposed contract exceeds your value to the team, it will be rejected, and too many attempts will leave us stuck with the original offer.
Yeah, so we get 3 attempts to renegotiate our contract. If the white bar goes above our value, then obviously the contract will be denied. So we have to get that white bar as close to our value as possible. So expected qualifying position and race position, I'm going to keep 18th. I'm going to stay as second driver, and I'm going to go down to team goal easy. Right, so this is what I want to do. Major and minor upgrades with time reduced by 1 week, that's fine. Pit stop efficiency, we'll put it down to level 1. Simultaneous development we'll put on level 2, and we'll have level 2 50% resource points bonus for the races. So we'll propose that contract. I think it's going to be shockingly high.
We're asking for too much.
Not that bad.
We need to make some compromises.
Not that bad. Not that bad. So we'll keep this as it is. We'll drop it down to 2 upgrades per department and 25% resource points bonus for the race. So major and minor upgrade time reduced by 1 week, so we can get the major upgrades done in 2 weeks, 3 if it fails. That's what I want really. It's an extra week. I mean, we could go for level 3, which all upgrade time reduced by 1 week, but we're quite a way away from having an ultimate upgrade. They're usually right at the very end of a development tree, and we won't be touching them well into 2nd or even 3rd season. So yeah, we'll do that then. Level 1 across the board apart from upgrade speed. Level 2 18th second driver easy, which does limit obviously our resource points, but it should make the challenges a bit easier because there will be some events that we can't do. It'll be like qualify 12th, we just won't do it. So we'll keep it easy. We'll propose this contract.
Right,
Perfect.
All that's left is to sign the paperwork. You'll be on this new deal from the next race weekend.
So negotiation successful. Congratulations, your contract negotiation was successful. Your new contract terms will apply from the next race weekend. And look at that, perfect. It's just underneath the red bar. We couldn't have got that any closer if we tried. So then, going into the next race, we are expected qualifying a race position stays 18th. We stay as a second driver. If we go first driver, we get extra resource points for being a first driver. Team goal, we've dropped down from hard all the way to easy. So I think every 2 races, if we complete the challenge, we only get 400 resource points instead of 600. The race bonus we've added, so we now get 25% resource points bonus for races. So for example, if we pick up 100 resource points for the race, we get an extra 25% on top of that. It's just for the race. So the better we do in the races, the more extra resource points we get. Simultaneous development level 1, so we can add do 2 upgrades per department. Upgrade speed is the important one, level 2 for that. Major and minor upgrade time reduced by 1 week. So major upgrades now take 2 weeks, minors take 1, and we kept the pit stop efficiency at level 1 10% quicker. What it means though is if we go to the research and development page and go across to a major upgrade, it still takes 3 weeks. We've got to wait for it to drop down to 2 weeks. But to be honest with you, if we could bolt these on the car now, because when we go to the new event, it's going to be, well, there'll be 2 weeks left and then possibly a 3rd week if it fails. But if we go to the new event without doing any upgrades, we start automatically 2 weeks, a 3rd week if it fails. So in theory, we could put upgrades on the car now and it will have no effect. It won't be like we'll be like adding an extra week, because obviously as soon as we go into the next episode, it will instantly be down to 2 weeks anyway left for the development to go on the car. And if we look at the major upgrades, it will say 2 weeks. It'll be the same amount of time. So I think it's a good opportunity to get both of these aerodynamic major upgrades on a car, because you can see they will unlock all of these minors that we can get done rather quickly. So we'll start with the front wing cascades. A more refined profile to the upper winglets of the front wing cascades increases downforce. It won't come in until Canada, and it's going to cost us 1,000 resource points. And we come over here to this one as well, which is going to cost a little extra. The resource points cost goes up with every little upgrade you do. So on this career mode, unlike other ones, it's going to take longer to get the car fully developed because it's always the same price across the board. Oh yeah, unable to develop part. Boo. Yeah, of course, because we've got to wait for the new contract to come in. I probably should have waited then, really, shouldn't I? No, what we'll do, okay, yeah, I forgot about the new contract because obviously at the moment we can only do one development, one upgrade per development. Okay, right. So we won't do anything else then, and as soon as we go to the next episode, obviously it will be at the beginning of, I believe, Spain, I'll instantly go here and I'll get that upgrade on the car as well, because a new contract will come in. It will allow us to do 2 upgrades, and of course it'll be 2 weeks for both of these to be done with the new contract. So that's fine, doesn't matter. We can do it in the next episode. It's fine. It changes nothing, and we've got enough resource points to do it. So we'll have a look at a few other things as well. Then the vehicle management, the gearbox now 51%. We completed 4 of 6. So we are getting a bit close now to picking up some issues with the gearbox. ICE still at 46%, so it's not over 50% yet. That's fine. And of course it is the highest, 44 for the MGUH. The turbochargers also at 46 as well. I don't think there's anything else to look at really. We've got that in place. We looked at that earlier. We know about our new contract. We've got a couple of messages though. Debrief from Carl. Good work on hitting your targets. And here's your debrief for the weekend. Qualifying didn't meet expectations. You never really looked comfortable at on low fuel. I think in future we should work harder on the quali runs in practice. The race on the other hand was well managed. You were quick, clean, and made up a lot of ground to get a good finish. Yeah, not really. But there we go. That is the race all over and done with. And we've got a nice new contract as well going into the next event. I believe it's Spain, which is another track where I've historically gone quite well at. So hoping for another good performance there as well. And bounce back from the disappointment of Azerbaijan. But thank you very much for watching this episode, and I'll see you all for the next one very soon.